Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So today's topic is about addition polymerization. So let's get into the topic quickly. So before starting with addition polymerization, to understand it deeply, I want you to know some points that we would be talking about, and then you would be going regarding the topic deeply. So the first point is that in addition polymerization, you always need an alkene. Okay, so it should be an alkene or it should be a double bond molecule that would be always used in making of an addition polymerization. Then the second thing you would be talking about, that in addition polymerization you never get any byproducts. A third thing is that whenever you're making a polymer for the addition polymerization, it should just have two carbons present. Okay, so you will be seeing this thing in detail. So this, I'm just drawing an example of a polymer, how this could be looking as. So, and what you would be seeing, that always whenever you're drawing an addition polymerization, just remember there would be two carbon present in the repeating chain. Whenever making a polymer which is made by the addition polymerization, it would be just having two carbons in the repeating chain. It would never be having more than two or less than two. It's fixed that it would be just having two carbons always present in a repeating chain. So now we'll be talking about it in the detail. So let's get into the topic. The first thing that you'll be talking here is about naming an polymer that is made from addition polymerization. So the first thing, as we know that in addition polymerization, the monomer used is always an alkene. Okay, so this here would be the monomer, and through the process of addition polymerization, it would form a polymer. So how do you name it? So whatever monomer is, you just add poly in the prefix and the name of the alkene. So I would be giving you some examples here. So in this case, if I take ethene, okay, so the name of the polymer would be polyethene. Okay, if I take propene, then the name of the polymer would be polypropene. If I take chloroethene, then the name of the polymer would be polychloroethene. So this is how the things work. So when you want to name any polymer which is made from the process of addition polymerization, you just add the prefix poly to whatever the name is, to the alkene or the double bonded molecule. So here this is a double bonded molecule and the rest of here are the alkenes. So now next you would be talking about the reactions which takes place in the addition polymerization. So let's get into that topic quickly. Okay. So here we will be talking about a reaction generally, and I would be taking ethene here, and through the process of polymerization, it would be converted to the polymer of ethene. Okay. So whenever you would be writing an equation for the polymerization, you would always see an n number present here and the n number present at the bottom. So what does this n mean? So n basically means here is the number of molecules used in the reaction. In this, whenever in the case of the reagent, number of molecules used in the reaction, and the n here represents the number of repeating units. Okay, so whenever you're making a polymer, basically nobody knows that how many molecules are there and how much long the chain it would form. So for example, consider you have taken 20,000 molecules So the n here would be 20,000, and the number of chains which you get would be also 20,000. So, and it's never uniform, that you could, the number of molecules that would be combining together to form a polymer, it's never constant. So now if I take a reaction like and nitrogen reacting with hydrogen, it gave us it gives us ammonia, and in this we could just balance the equation by placing your 3 and by putting your 2. So now in this we just know that how much volumes of nitrogen and hydrogen we would be keeping to get a total amount of ammonia. But here what is happening, that the amount of the amount of the molecules that are used, that is never constant, and therefore we just keep it as n, and the amount of the repeating units is also never constant, therefore it would be called also as n. So here, if consider, if you have 10,000 molecules present, so this here is an ethene, this would be called as polyethene. Okay, so if it has 10,000 or 20,000 or whatever 1 lakh, so the number of chains also would be forming 1 lakh. So it's not that if there is a 1 lakh chain, the name of the molecule would be different, it would still remain the same. So the while making a polymer, the number of repeating doesn't matter, therefore we just write it as n rather than writing the number of molecules that would be used in the reaction. So I hope this concept for the n which is there would be very clear to you. So now we would be just seeing how the reaction is happening in a very simple manner, so you could be able to make polymers very nicely. So here I would be taking a molecule of ethene, and after polymerization, the polymer that would be formed would be called as polyethylene. So now we will be understanding that how this thing is happening and what is this and everything. Okay, so now consider that the number of molecules which I have taken in the reaction would be 3. So it would be never possible, but just consider that we have taken 3 molecules of ethene here. Okay, so after the polymerization, what would happen? The molecule which is there, which is double bonded, it would be converted to single bonded because of the process of putting pressure, temperature on it. Whatever carbon atoms which were there, okay, so the electrons which were shared between these two carbon atoms, they basically broken down like this, and the carbon atoms which were in are now free to make a bond. So same happens with all the 3 molecules here. Okay, so now all these molecules which are there, they are free from the ends, and therefore they could just bind together to form one long chain of molecules. Or that's what is happening here. Instead of writing the molecules separately, I am just writing it together. So this is how the polymer which is there would be looking for ethene. So you could see that you have a repeating chain which is continuously there in this molecule. Okay, and you will be always seeing this repeating units always continuously recurring in the chain. So this here is a repeating unit. So now here, since I had used 3 molecules, of course, therefore there are 3 repeating chains. If I'm talking about 10,000 or 30,000 molecules, there would be that amount of repeating chains present. So instead of writing this repeating chains again and again, what we do is we just take a one repeating unit whichever is there and put n. So the repeating unit which is here is this. You could take any one of these, and instead of writing it again and again, what we just do is we just take this repeating unit and put a bracket and put n. So here the n here is very important because here it tells there are n number of molecules which are used. So here, since it's 3, of course the n here should be 3. but now you would be considering it for the larger molecule, so therefore the n here would be the as 10,000 or something like that. Okay, so I hope this video was helpful to you to understand what is addition polymerization. So check out my videos if you want to know how to make a structure of a polymer from the monomer or vice versa. Thank you. If you like my channel, then please press the like and the subscribe button